Hey everybody, Mr. Gill here. Welcome to another week of Earth Science. And as you can see today, we are superhero themed because why not? I like superheroes. And I've actually been watching a lot of superhero movies recently because I find that in a time where it seems like in the world a lot of things aren't going right, it can be comforting to watch the heroes win for a change. So I encourage you to, if the world doesn't seem right, do something comforting. Watch something, do something that just makes you feel good, even if it's for a few minutes. And to shake things up a little bit, I'm going to start with the bonus trivia question right now. It's actually two questions. First, I'm just curious, who's your favorite superhero? And you could pick a couple if you don't have one favorite. And two, of all the superheroes you see here, either in physical form or comic form, which of these have been members of the Avengers? And this is comics too, not just movies. So now back to Earth science. As a quick recap, we spent the last couple weeks learning about the differences between climate and weather so that we could disprove this piece of misinformation that because it was snowing one day, that means it's too cold for global warming to be happening. And I gotta say that of the work that myself and Mr. T have gotten a grade from Friday, we were really impressed and proud of the work that you guys were able to put in. And now that we've been able to prove that that is false, we are able to use this button. You may have seen this sitting here for the last couple of weeks and wondered what it was. Here's what it is. This is the button that we're going to use when we can prove that a claim is misinformation. So now that we know that what the senator was saying here is completely untrue, even though some of you may have had difficulty with it, that's okay. Disproving this misinformation can be really difficult for two reasons. One is that people who make misinformation assume you're not going to know all the science behind it. They count on those gaps in your science knowledge to try to trick you. They also purposely make these statements seem a little tricky, so it might not fully be clear what's kind of true and what's not, which is why practicing this skill of disproving misinformation is so important because there's so much of it out there in the world. But for those of you who weren't able to finish the work on Friday or struggled with it, there's going to be a little extra help at the end of this video because it's not too late to do it. But for everybody else, even if you had trouble, let's talk about what the new stuff we're doing today. All right, here's the new stuff we're going to be doing. So just to give you a little preview, we only have 8 more Earth Science classes left. And this is what those 8 days are going to look like. So we're going to follow the similar structure of the last couple weeks where I'm going to give you an example of misinformation. We're going to take a couple days to learn the science behind it, and then you're going to get a chance to disprove it. For now, both of those claims are going to be about climate change, but we might switch the last one to be about COVID-19. We haven't quite decided yet. But for now, here is your new piece of misinformation about climate change. And this one comes from another senator named Marco Rubio. And just to give you a little idea of senators and their importance, if you're not aware, senators are pretty high-level people in the government. So a lot of people listen to what they say, and they actually have the power to change the laws based on their ideas, whether those ideas are right or wrong. So someone like this spreading misinformation can be a big problem for all of us. So I'm going to show you actually a clip of him spreading some climate change misinformation.
Well, first of all, the climate's always changing. That's not the fundamental question. The fundamental question is whether man-made activity is what's contributing most to it. And I understand that people say there's a significant scientific consensus on that issue, but I've actually seen reasonable debate on that principle.
All right, so to paraphrase his claim, what he was saying is the climate is always changing naturally, and there's not really enough evidence to say that humans are doing it, and that we may be seeing climate change, but it's just natural, and it's not something we need to worry about. So to start, I'm going to give you a chance to just see if you can disprove that claim. And this is one of the few times where if in answering any of those questions, your response is, I don't know, that's okay. Because acknowledging that you don't know some of the background information needed to disprove a claim is an important step in what we're doing. So I don't expect you to know right or wrong answers when it comes to disproving this claim yet, but I'm going to see what you can do. So that's all we're doing today, is taking a look at that claim, seeing what you can already prove or disprove using your current background information. And then in the next couple days, we're going to break down the science behind it. All right, so that's all the new stuff for today. Make sure to go on Google Classroom to finish the work. And if you need a little extra help with the assignment from last week, stick around. I'm going to add a little extra help to that at the end of this video. Bye, everybody.